Hello, my name is Cindy Matalucci, and you're watching The Pulse, where we get the 411 on all the latest and greatest things to do in this amazing city, San Diego. From the newest bars and restaurants to the chicest boutiques, to the gyms and the trainers that are getting the people of this city buff 365 days a year, to the place you want to go to get your spa on. I'm exploring it all for you, and of course, having fun along the way. So come with me while we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego. This episode of The Pulse was brought to you by Windus Fernandez Brinkkord from Trilogy Financial Services. For all your financial needs, Windus and her team have got you covered. We start our show in studio with our business loan experts, Thon and Joshua Feldscher from Clear Skies Capital, to discuss small business loans and how you can qualify. We then head out on location for San Diego International Film Festival's Tribute to the Stars event, where we work the red carpet. At Clear Skies Capital, their team provides custom and holistic financing solutions for their customers that benefit their businesses for the long term. From commercial lines of credits to term business loans, equipment financing, AR factoring, and SBA funding, Clear Skies Capital has got you covered. Watch this. All right, so I am so excited, you guys, for our show today. I am welcoming back to our show Thon and Josh Feldscher from Clear Skies Capital.
Yep,
How are you? Back. Yay! I know
Doing
people
great.
have been
Thank
wanting you to come back.
I'm surprised you invited us back. I mean, geez. We don't get invited back too often to places.
You are always welcome here. Well, you guys, before we kind of get started in our topic today, for the viewers that haven't seen you before, can you give us a brief synopsis of what Clear Skies Capital is and what you guys do?
Yes, I would love to. So we are a secondary market alternative creative financing, strictly commercial business funding, and we can do that in many different ways. Business line of credit, probably our most popular one, term business loan, equipment financing. We have a hybrid SBA. Those are our main 4 sources right there, or services that we offer. We do a lot of consulting, free consulting. People want to call, and if they're new, want to understand how to make their package better for future setup for borrowing. We do that all the time as well. But that's pretty much our bread and butter.
We love that. And we're going to dive into the hybrid and some other of the loans shortly. But today we're going to talk about a hot topic, small business loans.
Yeah.
Because small businesses have always been the backbone of our economy. And they employ almost half of the country's workforce, and they comprise of 99.8% of the total businesses in California. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. I mean, everybody knows small business owners. So when they need a line of funding, banks and financing institutions typically force them to jump through hoops and do a lot of paperwork, right? So that's one of the things. There's like high collaterals, things like that we're going to get into. But let's talk about what a small business is, right? What defines a small business? So it's less than 500 workers. I mean, we all know businesses, most of the businesses here are under 500.
Less, I would say 50 and less, 75, 50 or less. We go off gross annual sales too. A small business, someone doing 200,000 annual gross sales up to, I think it is 15 or 18 million. That's considered a small business.
Okay.
Yes, it all has to do with the gross annual sales, employee count, factors into, obviously, if you have 1,000 employees, you're probably gonna be doing more than 15 million a year in annual gross sales. But that is who we work with.
So typically you see businesses, like what's the size count that you typically see?
Our typical client does, we don't really focus on employee count. It's more the time in business and the annual gross sales aspect of it. And our typical client does $250,000 in annual gross sales up to 12 million. The majority of our clients are probably 2 million to 200,000 a year. That's our typical client. I would say 80%, and then we get the 20% of the larger grossing clients, and then we get some smaller micro deals too. We have startups for micro people, literally starting out 4 months time in business, doing low revenue, which is common with a startup. But we can help that type of business owner as well.
Well, and the thing that I wanted to mention too is small business administration and business loan application process. The image shows that, we're showing an image right now, that small businesses with fewer than 100 employees make up 1/3 of 7 million jobs. And there's a lot stacked against them. In America, 20% of them will fail in the first 12 months for lack of funding. About 1/3 will fold in their second year, and 1/2 will close shop by the 5th year. Only 30% will have enough cash to survive their 10th year. So I think that those numbers are really kind of staggering when you think about it. As far as the failure rate goes, there's different rates: construction, transportation, about 25%. But one of the things that's significant is that they can't get loan applications approved, right? In your experience, is that one of the biggest things?
Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth, and it is staggering. Obviously, depending on the industry, but you want to be a small business owner, start a business, already you're looking at a 40 to 45% chance of failure. Other industries like restaurants, they have a 65 on over 50% failure rate. Many factors are involved with that type of decline, but it all has to do with use capital, access to capital. Banks want collateral. A lot of people don't have collateral. Banks want collateral to give some sort of loan, or they're looking for commercial credit. Obviously, if you're new, you don't have any commercial credit. They're looking for personal credit. You're below even like a 675 or 700, that's an automatic decline. We can work with lower end credit scores as well, so our approval percentage is much higher.
Well, and a lot of it is risky industry, right? Can we kind of talk about this a little bit? Because that was one of the biggest things, that banks consider them dangerous if they're in a risky industry and won't lend to them.
Yeah, Josh, talk about some risky industries here.
Yeah, so I would say that a lot of the time, the banks look at just pure profitability. They don't look at any of the other factors that go into it. So one of the biggest ones we see is restaurants. Their margins, their profit margins are so thin, the bank doesn't see it as a wise investment or something along those lines. So that's when they can come to us, and we get it. We know that they're providing jobs. They love the food that they're cooking. We get the whole mindset behind their business, and we'd rather invest in something like an idea instead of just pure profitability.
Well, and here's something. For those who've tried to submit their financing request, about 3 in 10 were eventually rejected. Another 26 received a smaller term loan than they initially requested, right? But what are people using these loans for that you see?
I would say the biggest one for us right now is just dealing with the cost of inflation.
Okay.
They're used to a certain price for, if it's a restaurant, their food, or if it's construction, their lumber. They were used to paying the same thing for certain years, and then all of a sudden inflation went up, and they're coming to us because they need the capital to complete the jobs to even make money. So I would say inflation is our biggest key right now.
And everybody's feeling that right now.
Yeah.
Well, and you guys have a diverse range of products, which I love, that you really can tailor to your clients to kind of fit their needs. So let's talk about a few things maybe that a client can do, right, to kind of get themselves in a better situation. Is there some tips that you could give? I know we were talking earlier about documents, like they have to provide all this information, so it's just too much for them to provide. But what can they do to get themselves in a better situation?
That's a good question for you, Josh.
So I would say A couple tips are if you deal in cash a lot, so food trucks are big here in San Diego. They do a lot of cash business. Don't just keep the cash on your person, actually deposit it into your bank account so we can see the revenue.
Wow.
That's a pretty big one. I would say be careful about your debt ratios. Don't just take a bunch of funding and stack up all this debt so where we don't have room to help you or we don't think you can afford it. So I think those are the two major keys.
And pay your obligations.
Yeah, pay your obligations.
If you're able to.
And make sure you pay things off. Well, and what about not having a good credit score? That's a big issue, right?
Yeah, so everyone has a lower end credit score for one reason or another. We all go through challenges in life. Me personally, I've been there a couple of times with certain things that happen in my life. So it happens. We do have programs for that. So it's really simple. Now, a person with a lower end credit, let's say below a 600 FICO score, it just means we're going to shorten the term. Term really kind of dictates the risk factor here, right? 5 years compared to 12 months, obviously in 5 years, your chances of something happening in 5 years are greater than 12 months. So we might have a person who's owned a restaurant for 7 years, doing good revenue, but maybe subprime credit or, might have went through something in life. We'll still work with that client. We'll have an approval probably within 48 hours, money in their bank account within another day, just on a shorter term, but it's still access to capital than a decline through a traditional bank.
So some other best practices, right, to improve their chances would be could they find a co-maker, somebody like a co-signer? Is that something that you see when it comes to businesses?
Equipment financing, yes. But when it comes to our term loans, our lines of credit, no, it's strictly based on the business. But really, we can work with the lower end credit. Now, the main driving factor is revenue. If the revenue's there and your credit's low, we like to see that because we're going to extend debt and we see the capability of the revenue coming in and the ledgers are there to pay back the debt. We can overshadow the subprime credit. Time in business is key too. And now I know that comes with time.
Right.
But we always say focus on your specialty, what you do best. Keep driving the revenue. Like Josh said, a lot of people might not show all the revenue on paper. We suggest if you're going to extend out to a commercial financial institution like us on the alternative side, show it on paper. That helps us help you.
Well, and will you talk a little bit about the types of loans, right? Because you were saying term loans. That was one of them. Lines of credit, factoring and financing, microloans. Can you talk a little bit about some of these options?
Sure. So we do a internal analytical review of the file before we place the file. So I am a in-house lender, but I also farm things out. My job is just to get you the best possible deal. So we have micro starter loans that start off with maybe a 6-month payback up to a year. We have 12 months to 60-month term loans. And we even have hybrid term loans or hybrid SBAs that go out to 10 years. And then we have business lines of credit. So those are revolving. It's just exposure. We feel comfortable extending the business. If it's, let's say it's 100,000, it sits there. You draw when you need it.
Well, and what is the hybrid small business?
Of the SBA?
Yeah, well, how does that work?
So our hybrid SBAs cap to $350, so it is a lower amount compared to a traditional SBA through a traditional bank. They can go much higher, but they're also, again, I'm gonna factor in the collateral.
Okay.
We're not gonna go as high because we don't have any collateral. Our process would take on that hybrid product probably 3 to 4 weeks, where you're looking at 4 to 6 months. And so really the time frame is much quicker and seamless. We're in the fintech, so we have pretty good technology in our industry.
Well, and can you kind of walk us through the process of this, right? So how does it work? So, a client contacts you and you have to do the review, like you said, the analysis, and then what would be the next steps for you guys?
So I would say the next steps, just blanket for all of our products is just a one-page application and a business quarter's worth of bank statements, so 3 bank statements. But as far as any other documentation after that, it's kind of what the client's looking for. So if there's equipment financing, there's additional information that we need from them about what they want to finance. If it's the SBA, we need to see some financials or a tax return. So it all kind of depends on what avenue they want to go. And then we kind of tailor it towards them and assist them throughout the whole process.
That's great. And then I wanted you guys to kind of give an example to the viewers. So there was a client that saw the live show last time and they contacted you and they were like in contracting or electrical, and you were able to give them a loan and work with them on some other loans as well. So can you kind of give us an example of how that sort of worked and sort of how you could work with them on more than one loan?
Yeah, how's that going?
Yeah, so so I know last show we talked about there's 2 reasons for capital. It's the oops and the opportunity. So he had a very big opportunity. He got a very big contract, so he needed just capital. He needed cash to buy inventory. He needed a new office. He needed all this stuff. So we were able to work with him and get him actually a line of credit. So that'll help. He can pay it back whenever he wants, take draws on it whenever he wants. So as the costs come up, he has access to capital. And he also did want to buy some new equipment. So we're actually working on financing some equipment for him as well. That takes a little longer, but basically he came to us, told us everything he needed, and we tried to find the best solution for him.
I love that. I love these good stories. Yay, let's keep these small businesses in business.
Yes.
So the other thing that I want to mention is the longevity, because you guys will continue to work with these clients, right? The relationships that you guys have with your clients.
That's our probably strongest aspect of our business is our retention. It's the ongoing relationship with the client. We don't just help them when they need them and just disappear on them. We're constantly in front of them with professional follow-ups, and we want to be there for the future, but us also consulting too. A lot of times now when they get to know us, we build that trust and we come through for the client. I call it a partnership because we are a partnership. And then they start to come to us more with their beginning plans, and then we help them prepare for when that bigger purchase comes up. When you're going to buy a $100,000 or $200,000 piece of equipment or need a $250,000 working capital loan for expansion, there's a lot of planning that goes into it.
Well, and you guys are very different. There's a lot of things that you do differently. So one of them that I thought was really important is you don't charge anything when they're doing the application process, right? There's no charges, and so it's free, and then there's no obligation to move forward either, right? Isn't that, obviously they probably are going to move forward, but they can, once it's approved, they can, they don't have to move forward if they don't want to. So you guys are very different than.
I don't charge anything.
Right.
No, just we provide a service.
So they can apply, and they can apply online, which is a very easy process too, or like you said, call, because you like to kind of talk to them directly.
A lot of people actually like to talk to us still. So I still like to talk to.
Do people still talk on the phone? I think it's really important.
Yeah, remember there's a wide range of age groups right now with business owners. So we still have the baby boomers. They're still thriving. We have my generation, Generation X, best generation out there. We have the younger generation, right? Josh's generation. They all communicate differently. So our website's a great way to start. If you want to talk to someone right away before you enter any information, we pride ourselves on answering every call. You can call us, email us, go through our website, very easy.
clearskiescapital.com. We have everything on the site. And then before we go today, is there anything that you could mention? Is there something that you could tell the viewers? Maybe don't panic when it comes to like a loan, or is there a tip you could give, for the viewers that are looking to get loans?
Yeah, I would say ask for advice would be my biggest tip. You might be an expert at construction or cooking or I don't know, lots of things, but you might not know exactly how to work the financial side of it. So I would say, just call us and ask. More information is better than no information. So ask questions, be ready to learn a little bit. we're very different from the banks. So what they tell you at the banks not even apply to us. So it doesn't hurt to call and ask. We don't hate talking to people. So
yeah, just be open with us. We're gonna be open with you.
Yeah.
We love that. Well, thank you guys so much. You're such a good resource. We love it. I'm always learning something when you're on the show, and they'll be back again next month. So if you guys have any questions, reach out to us, or we'll have everything on the website. And we just love having you guys. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It was fun as always.
Always fun, you guys. So anyway, get your questions to us. For more information on Clear Skies Capital and to meet with the team for a consult, you can go to clearskiescapital.com. Don't touch that remote, because when we come back, we're on the red carpet for San Diego International Film Festival.
My name is Windus Fernandez Brinkkord with Trilogy Financial Services. I'm the Managing Vice President of Trilogy here in the San Diego region. So what we offer here at Trilogy Financial Services is full-scale, comprehensive financial planning. Anything from helping you take a baby step to starting a retirement plan, or to understanding how to take income from all of your investments. If you're a small business owner and you're trying to understand what it is you need to do or what plan is best for your company, we can help you with that as well. So what a client can expect when they come to see us is us really getting to understand what makes them tick. If I try to tell a client their number one goal is retirement planning, when actually their number one goal is to buy a house, we're not going to have a successful relationship. So what a client's going to expect is for us to understand who they are and help them reach their success. So here at Trilogy Financial Services, our goal is to help you wherever you're at in your financial plan. So if it's getting started in your first career, understanding what to save into what bucket, we can do that. We don't believe in having asset minimums. So then our objective is to help you grow and build your wealth. If you've had an inheritance, if you're looking to sell a business, we can help you manage money regardless of the size of that asset. That's why we have a team. A lot of people feel anxiety regarding financial planning. Our objective is to help take the anxiety out of it, because we feel like when we can empower you to understand what your options are and how to get started, that we can help you sleep better at night. At Trilogy, ultimately, we work with clients in 3 channels. Our goal is to help clients. So we have clients who come to us just for asset management, and we can do that without a financial planning fee. Then we have clients who come to us to understand how to get organized. Where is their money going? We try to make sure that we're helping you achieve the financial plan you want, and we have a channel to work with you in whatever capacity is best for you. My goal is to be a resource for you. Please feel free to reach out anytime.
Welcome back to The Pulse. I'm your host, Cindy Matalucci. This segment of The Pulse on the Scene was brought to you by Clear Skies Capital. You know how much we love working the red carpet and celebrating the return of the San Diego International Film Festival's in-person events. We're on the red carpet for an exclusive interview with actor Andy Garcia, who was honored with the Gregory Peck Award for Cinematic Excellence. Take a look at this and pinch me. Hi, my name is Cindy Matalucci, and you're watching The Pulse. And tonight we're here at the 21st Annual San Diego International Film Festival. We're at the Tribute of the Stars event, and tonight we're going to take you inside. Are you ready? Let's do it. Andy Garcia, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yes, nice to meet you.
I'm Cindy with The Pulse. So congratulations on your career and this award. How does it feel to be getting this tonight?
It's a great honor to be associated with Gregory Peck. Are you kidding me? I mean, Gregory Peck, you know.
Played so many iconic characters in so many great movies. Is there one that just kind of sinks in your heart as one of your favorite characters that you played, or a defining one?
You know, it's like asking me who's my favorite child, you know. Right. But I mean, I'd have to point to The Godfather, the character I played in The Godfather Part 3, because I was that movie, or in other words, the first movie and the second one were the movies that inspired me to become an actor and to try to do that kind of work. So the fact that I ended up in one of the part of the trilogy, that was quite a unique experience.
Well, and you were going to be in sports, and then you changed.
Yeah, all kids want to be in sports.
But you're also, what I love about you is music, right? You have like 25 conga drums.
Yes, I do.
Part of your life.
Yeah, since I was a child, yeah.
Do you think that you'll do anything more with music?
All the time, yeah.
Okay, so So maybe another album, another Grammy. We don't need
the pandemic kind of threw us all for a loop, and
Right.
but yes, I've been working on a lot of original material, and I'd like to find a moment where I can put another album out of my own stuff,
Well, and Mamma Mia, that must have been cool to sing with Cher. And I heard that she actually handpicked you.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
So maybe another Mamma Mia?
Maybe, who knows? I mean, it was very successful, So, and I think people would like to see another one. Whether I'm involved in it or not, regardless, I think people would like to see another one,
Well, what would you say is something that brings you joy? Because you produce, you do screenwriting, you do acting. What brings you joy?
Well, I wake up every morning as a father, and my family, having them around and enjoying each other and eating and dancing and, enjoying life. That's the greatest blessing in life, to be around your family. That's, to me, is the thing,
Well, in 40 years, you're celebrating with your wife.
Yes.
Congratulations. Can you give us a secret to marriage? Is there something you can share with us?
You just say, yeah, honey, whatever you want, sweetheart.
Well, and then on another family note, your daughters got married 1 month apart. How was that? That's Father of the Bride for you.
Yeah, we had the opening of Father of the Bride in between the two weddings. So it was kind of an interesting month.
No anxiety?
No, just inebriation.
I know, that's why I drink too. Well, thank you so much. I'm just so happy to meet you. Congratulations, and just have a fabulous night.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for coming out.
For full coverage of the San Diego International Film Festival and for more of these stories, head on over to our website at thepulsesd.com. Make sure you're following us on all of our social media at The Pulse SD for all the behind-the-scenes fun. That's going to do it for today's episode. We'll see you next time when we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego. Hi, I'm Cindy Mattalucci, the creator and host of the Pulse TV show and live stream show. My passion is storytelling through video, and I'm most passionate about telling the stories of local businesses and entrepreneurs to help them connect with their ideal customers. I would like to invite you as a guest on the Pulse so we can tell your story in a fun and hip way. Our television show is broadcast every Thursday at 4 p.m. on Channel 4 and other markets. Our live stream show is live every Friday at 11 a.m. on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and our website. Just hit the button below to schedule a meeting and we can discuss the different ways the Pulse can help elevate your brand. I look forward to creating a buzz around you and your company.